Hello everyone, welcome to William in the Magic Box. Today on our show, we are going to have Clive. Clive is from England, but he lives in Thailand. So let's see what Clive has to say. Enjoy the interview. So hello Clive, how are you?
Yeah, good you?
Very well. Thanks so much for taking the time today for the interview. Thank you.
No problems, man.
So tell me, how was your day today?
Yeah, a bit mad. We rode up to a different province today with the bike lot that I'm with. So big party last night, and then a long ride home with a bit of a hangover. In the rain today, it was actually raining over in the mainland in Thailand. So
Oh
yeah,
wow, amazing. Yeah, I think Saturday night, Sunday, it's always a day to us to feel hungover or to feel more tired or to get ready for the following week. It's always like that.
yeah. No, it was good. I don't do it every weekend, but I've got 3 weekends in a row of it now. So
So tell me where you're from, Clive.
I'm from England, just outside of London, a place called Surrey. Born and raised there up until 4 months ago when I moved out to Koh Samui in Thailand.
And why the change from England to Thailand?
So I went traveling 10 years ago, which changed me as a person, my outlook on life, how I treated people, how I put myself out there in the world, I guess.
Mhm.
I was going to wait till I retired to move out here, and I lost lots of friends and family last year, 7 different people. Had a
Wow.
bit of a meltdown as I turned 40, and kind of completed everything that I felt I could in England. I'd always wanted to become a race car driver. So last year I sold everything. I lived out of a van. I bought a race car. I raced. I won the championship within 4 months. And then it was kind
Amazing.
of bought another race car to race. And it was like, it was only filling a void. And I think a lot of the time in Europe, you're chasing this dream where you're never fulfilled. You always want the next thing, the newest trainers, and looking like I do, I get judged quite heavily, especially around the area I lived. We came out to Thailand at Christmas for a month. One of my friends went for a divorce and had always wanted to come out here. So he's a 50-year-old geezer, very different. He's very posh. He's very posh, no tattoos. We came out and I knew then that I was going to come back and live here. So I went home, sold everything, and here I am trying to make it work.
Wow, amazing. Wow, what a change for sure. And of course, Clive, yeah, looking yourself, looking your tattoos, it's visible and it's very interesting and artistic as well. So I'd like to start the interview. If you can share, when was the idea for you to start your tattoos, yeah, that you have, and what's the meaning behind?
So I had my first tattoo at 15. I was always fascinated with tattoos. It came from my granddad having the traditional sailor tattoos, and he was a man that I'd always looked up to. I remember seeing a skip driver, I must have been at age about 12, 13 maybe, who had half his face done. And to me, just like it epitomized like a man, like he was this big burly geezer that had half his face tattooed. My parents were like, oh, you'll end up with a good job like him, blah, 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 trying to talk me out of it. I had a severe motorbike accident aged 21, where I almost died and lost a leg. I ended up having one of these big frames around it for 9 months, and people stared at me all the time for that. And I dealt with it quite well. Just I used to tell people I was trampled on by an elephant or something stupid like that because I got bored of telling them the story. And that taught me that I was able or had the right personality and coping mechanisms to tattoo my face like I have. Because I think you have to be a certain person. You're either going to end up locking yourself away, losing
Yeah.
your temper, or having problems every day, or just be able to walk around in your own bubble. And I mean, my TikTok, that's what I'm trying to get out there now. I mean, most of my comments and things on there are all negative comments coming from people. But a lot of the time, I don't blame these people. I thought about this a lot on the ride home today for some reason. Like I was very lucky with my family, my parents. They weren't rich. It was a very poor working class family. They didn't have anything to threaten me with. They could have kicked me out, but then I was the apple of my grandparents' eyes, so they would have housed me, so there was never really any fear of anything. So yes, they tried to guide me and talk me out of it and tell me why I shouldn't do it, but ultimately they stood beside me every step of the way for the process. I was 18 years old and I wanted some silicone lumps put in my arm. I was one of the first in England, you know,
Wow.
and they drove me to the place to make sure I was safe as I did it. Now, a lot of people would say that's bad parenting, but their kids would go and do it behind their backs at backstreet places and lie. At least my parents were there to make sure it was as safe as possible. So
Amazing.
I was very much
Yes,
there.
it's a great story. I think having your parents, supporting you in whatever you're gonna do it, and as you said, you do anyway. Somehow you find your way out, and having them by your side, I think it's a big plus. And you just feel safe, you just feel okay. I can be my true self. It's really interesting.
I would love to retire them to Thailand, but that's very selfish of me because I have a brother and sister. So, and
Oh,
the family's the one thing I miss the most. I don't miss a lot from England. I miss a few friends and my family. I was always very close with them. So, but they are going to come out and
amazing.
see me, and you know, it's one of them. You have one
Can see
life.
all of
It's not a rehearsal. I'm 40. I've done a lot with them. We can still do a lot. Like we're speaking now, I can still see them. You know, and if
yeah.
everything goes well, businesses that I've set up on my work, I'll be able to fly them out regularly. So
I can see all of them watch this interview right now and smile with your beautiful words right now, for sure.
yeah,
Um,
I tell them regularly. That was one thing that I had to sort of work on. Um, I had a relationship about 4 years ago with a woman that wasn't very good. It came to an end, and she put everything on me. So I went and worked on myself, and I was never very good with expressing my
mhm,
feelings. And that's the great thing
amazing.
about Thailand. Like I've said, it's not for everyone here. Everyone wants something different out of life. But here I feel I'm allowed to just blossom and be the person that I want to be. There's no, that they're very much, they'll take you on face value, not what my face looks like, but like you treat them with respect and respect their way of life, they'll respect you. I've seen so many things here, which in England is made a big deal of. You know, we have lady boys everywhere. There's women tarmacking, working on cars. All of these things that in England has made a big deal out of. Whereas here, if you want to do something, you just go and do it. You're just allowed to just, you know, as long as you're not harming anyone else. And it's a great thing. It's such a freeing, amazing thing. I mean, it's Pride Month at the moment here still, I think. And I mean, they've gone all
Yeah.
out. There's like in Surrey, we had one or two zebra crossings painted. Every 5 minutes there's one here. You know, they're very. It might not be their thing, but they'll celebrate anything with you. It's like when we came at Christmas. You know, they're Buddhist here. It's not a big thing to them, but they'll, you know, if it's a big thing to you, they'll be happy for you and celebrate it with you. And I think that's where they've got it right here. They're very respectful of absolutely everything, and no one's any more special than anyone else. Sorry.
So- No, it's amazing. No, I'm listening to you. It's amazing to be in a place where you can, you have this great approach, open-minded people, and you can just be, and somehow you are educating yourself as well because you are getting to see other tribes, other, people expressed in a different way, and it's good for you too. It's just good for you. It makes you an open-minded person.
So the house I live in is in the middle of nowhere. It's a fully detached house. It's a probably 8 minute drive to the other closest house, apart from one little shack next door. And I haven't caught the lady that lives there. Tonight she's come round with a dragon fruit through the gate for us. So then I've
That's
taken them
amazing.
some English wine gums round because she has two young kids she looks after for her daughter. And one night I will cook dinner for them and have them over. Um, I think sometimes still they're a bit shocked of how soft I can be because of what I look like. There's a dog rescue here, and I took them all dinner one night, turned up with bags of food for them all because they don't have a lot of money themselves and they're still trying to help these dogs. So
Oh, sweet. Very sweet. And what do you do for work for a living, Clive? You're just as you said, you are creating your business there.
yeah, I call myself an entrepreneur because I have all sorts of different things going on. I'm in the middle of getting a working visa here. It's in the final stages.
Okay.
I've got a solicitor and lawyer and that. I've opened up a motorbike shop which will be importing and exporting parts, because there's a big Harley Davidson scene here. A lot of the stuff is made here now to keep the tax low, so I bring that in. I've also been approached to manage a tattoo shop here by one of the big families on the island. So
why? How come? Tattoo? How
apparently
come?
I'm good with this. I was in the country probably a month, and I'd managed to get myself on TV because I'm into the hot rods and bikes. I got along to 2 of the biggest shows, got talking to the right people who then knew the right people. And yeah, they want someone to manage a shop, and they wanted someone that spoke English and someone that was tattooed and could talk. And I'm both, so I can talk forever.
Amazing. Okay, Clive, so during the interview, I'm going to explore a little bit more about your life and also about your point of views, okay?
Yep.
Are you ready to go on a beautiful journey through your memories in life and share your point of views?
Yes, I am. Yeah. Let's do
Amazing. It. Welcome to William and the Magic Box. So I've got here my best. Full of random fun questions, okay? What I'm going to do, I'm just going to play a song just for us to relax a bit before the first question, okay?
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Let's do it. Right, so before we start the game, during the journey, if it comes up a question that you don't want to talk about, some reason you don't want to answer, always can change, okay?
Yeah, no problems.
First question for you is, what is one food you could eat for the rest of your life?
Chicken. Luckily, I love chicken. Yeah, I eat chicken every day. It's a rare thing if I eat beef, so everyone takes the mickey. So when we were traveling around Thailand, my friend was always like, "Oh, look, he's eating chicken again." So yeah, it's got to be chicken. 100%.
And there's something that you can't eat at all?
Yes, nuts, because I'm allergic. So.
Amazing.
Which is also very interesting in Asia, obviously, because they love to use nuts in everything here. So I have to carry an EpiPen around with me absolutely everywhere.
Wow.
We had the other day in an ice cream shop that I went to, where I ordered the same ice cream I had 2 days before, but they decided that now they were putting nuts in it. So that was very interesting.
And like cooking?
No.
No,
I'm lazy, and luckily here there's lovely food markets and local restaurants to eat at, and they're all very welcoming and will do their best to make you whatever you like. So, I mean, the average meal here, if you go to a local restaurant's like 60 baht, which is just over £1. So,
wow.
By the time you've cooked, you paid for your electric, you paid for your food, you paid for the oil, you paid to wash up. Ain't worth it.
Next question, let's do it. Next question is, if you could go back in time in one moment or memory in your life for any reason, what that would be and why?
To see my granddad.
Tell me why.
Oh God, you're gonna make me cry now. Because he meant a lot to me.
Wow. Yeah. And when you think about him, what's the best memory that comes to your mind? And the other part of the question is, what's the most memorable lesson you've learned from him, if you can share?
Well, the best part was just having him around. He taught me so much without me really realizing. He was always ill from when we remember he had a stroke when he was quite young, and he'd always had bleeds on the brain and then problems with his sight from it and all. And he just used to battle through. He didn't let him stop him doing anything he wanted him to do.
Wow.
So,
and you've always been close to him. That's why you got emotional.
Yeah, I don't know. There was just a special bond there. I can't tell you why. I've lost a nan, which I loved dearly as well, but he was the first one, and yeah.
Wow.
I don't know.
It's so interesting. Our connection with our grandparents, we love our parents, of course, but there is something connected with our grandparents that there's no explanation. You know what I mean? There's something there that's we cannot explain.
I love them all the same, all unconditionally, all of my family. But yeah, there was just something with him. I guess because he'd had such a hard life where he was ill and all that, and he was a man's man and tattooing and all. I really don't know what it was there, but there was something
Sweet.
there.
Whatever he's right now, I'm sure he's smiling seeing you sharing that.
Yeah. He came to Thailand, funny enough, and when I left, my mum gave me a tortoise that he bought while he was here, made from wood. I've had it made into a necklace to wear. So
Oh, I think I saw your videos. It's like a long one. I see one of your videos.
yeah,
You're
no,
wearing it.
that's ivory and a tiger tooth. So that's actually from a Buddhist temple, because I believe in Buddhism. When I came here 10 years ago, it's something that changed me. But yeah, this is like wood, because he was always making stuff out of wood. Even after his strokes and bad sight, he would still. So he was obsessed with stuff. So yeah, I don't wear it very often. It's a bit too sentimental. So
oh, sweet. Next question. Before the next question, Clive, tell me, you mentioned about your passion of car races. So tell me a little bit about your journey, how everything started.
With the cars and bikes, we were always around them. I was probably put on a bike before I could walk, because my dad was heavily into mechanics and motorbikes. He helped design the first GSXR for Suzuki. He built race bikes. He owned a motorbike shop. Their honeymoon was to the Isle of Man. I was a bit of a wild child, so growing up, I tried not to show any interest in what my dad was doing. I was one of them sort of like, nah, with your parents. And then it got to a certain age where I had a bike, and then he could see that I'd watched him and worked on it. And then my first big bike, I got took off by an uninsured rider, and we custom built a bike, and then that was it. It could be as unique as I was. I see cars and bikes as an expression of, something you get in every day. It's something you ride. It's like when you're in a car, the people don't see you, they see the car. When you're on a bike, you've got a helmet and all on, they see the bike. So I quite like to think I'm quite a big personality. So obviously my mode of transport's got to have that kind of thing to it. Like I said, my parents gave us the best they could. They were, poor working class family, didn't have enough money for me to have a race car. So when I turned 40 and I was coming up to turning 40, I sat there and thought about everything that I wanted to achieve that I hadn't achieved. To start with, it was like, I wish I'd been married. I wish I had a kid. And when I actually sat there and thought about it, I don't. I'm happy. So like, the only thing on the list was racing a car. So we went up to Santapod, watched the racing. I noticed a class, talked to a couple of them, and I said to my mate, by the end of the year, I'll have a car. And because I have ADHD, within 6 weeks, bang, I had a car. I was racing, pretty natural at it, and soon became untouchable in a car that was under half the value of most of them, on second-hand tyres. And won the whole championship within 4 months.
Wow. All right.
Yeah.
Next question for you is, who is a celebrity you admire and why?
Celebrity I admire? I mean, if it was a celebrity I fancy, it would be Megan Fox, because she's fit. And she obviously likes tattooed weird geezers. If it's someone I admire, probably Tom Hardy, to be honest, having met him and his wife a few times.
Really?
Just seeing how... Yeah, they lived very close to where I live. And I noticed his wife, she's quite a pretty woman, and a lot of people don't notice her. She was looking at the car, because my race car was road legal. And I noticed that it was a nice Audi, spoke to them, and then I was like, well, you're Tom Hardy's wife. And she's like, how do you know? I've only just had my hair cut. But they were just very down to earth, normal people, and the way he is and the good he does and how he carries himself. There's a lot of famous people that could do a lot better for people than they do. And he's one of them ones that tries to help with stuff. He's a normal geezer that's just it, isn't he? So like, that's probably why they go one or two ways. They either go too big-headed, or they stay level and help the people and bring the people up around them.
Wow. Fun enough, last night I went to see a movie that he's on about motorbikes, actually, last night.
Yes, my friend supplied the Harley Davidsons for the red carpet for that. He owns Guildford Harley. So
Oh wow.
there's not a cinema on the island on Koh Samui. There's not a cinema, so I've either got to go to the mainland to watch it or wait for it to come out on Netflix or something. And I've only just got a TV here because really, you don't want to sit in a place like this. Like,
it's a great movie. I went to watch last night. I was so surprised. I'm sure you love it. You know, it's about this club, motorbikers club. It's just an amazing. And again, he did a good job as always. I think he, as you said, he come across a very simple person, simple guy, and it's visible as well. You can see it.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to seeing it, to be honest, whenever that is. Yeah.
Amazing. Next question. Let's do it. Okay, next question is, how would you like to be remembered in life?
Just being remembered for me is going to be enough. I think that's another reason I probably am the way I am. I don't think I will be remembered as long as I'd like to think, because people do forget very quickly when people die. Not that they forget, they're still in your mind somewhere, but you know, you could have 200 friends, but everyone has a life and goes off. Yeah, how would I like to be remembered? I wouldn't say remembered. I would like to inspire other people, would be the best way of me living on, being remembered, if that counts as the right answer. So if I could leave this world and have inspired someone to follow their dream, race a car, do something they want that they wouldn't have necessarily done, get them to step outside their comfort zone, that would be great for me. And then hopefully, as I believe in Buddhism, I don't come back as like an ant or something. I'll come back as something decent.
Saying that, tell me, when you think about yourself, when you analyze yourself, what's the biggest joy of being Clive? What do you like the most about being you?
I don't think things through too far, I guess. That I'm a very much now person.
Mm-hmm.
I guess, and that's allowed me to see and do a lot of stuff that a lot of time people don't believe what I've done and achieved. The same as ADHD and autism. People talk about these mental health illnesses as being a down thing. Now they can be very, very down and hard at times. But I think if you work on yourself and work on how to control them without medication and use them to your benefit, it's almost like a superpower. You know, when I was racing that car, that's all I could see for them 4 months was me winning. I lived in a van. I did nothing else. I literally worked, sleep, drunk, everything. You know, my work, I quit my job. I got a job to earn enough money just to fund that. So, I mean, a lot of what you'd say normal people would sit there and think about all of these things beforehand. Me, I'm just like, do it. So if I could inspire someone just to do something crazy, like if they're thinking of coming to Thailand, do it, book it, get on the plane. If you're thinking of going somewhere else, if you want a tattoo, if you want to dye your hair, cut your hair, you know, life's short. Do something for you, not to please everyone else, please yourself. That's
totally, absolutely. Next question, ready?
Yep.
Let's do it. Next one. Before the next question, Clive, as you mentioned already twice about Buddhism, yeah? So tell me how Buddhism came into your life. When you were introduced to it, that you felt like, okay, that's something that I would like to be part of my life.
I mean, I never... So religious studies at school, I was taken out of because I was dyslexic, as well as having ADHD and autism, which was undiagnosed for many years because it wasn't around back then. You were just naughty. So I was dyslexic as well, and the youngest in my year. So I was taken out of religious studies at school to do extra English. So never really got into learning all that stuff there. I left, and I always believed that if I did something bad, I'd have to do something good to counteract it. I mean, in my mind, really. Or if I had to do something that wasn't necessarily good, it would have to be for a good reason. And then coming traveling here 10, 11 years ago and meeting these people and the way they thought and how they treated each other and all of that was a big eye-opener to it. Going to the monasteries, meeting them. It also opened my eyes that it wasn't quite as pure as it was because they all had new phones and all that as well. But it was I don't need something to believe in to be happy, or to think that, you know, if I live by these rules, when I die, I'm going to go somewhere special. But I'd always seen that my granddad's been reincarnated as something, or something I see, or signs that are around you. It's an energy, isn't it? I think we're like a battery, and when we die, the battery's empty and the energy's gone somewhere else, without sounding too hippy dippy. But and I think karma and Buddhism is all about that. And I plan here. I've actually started asking some of the monasteries to actually go and maybe do 4 weeks in one, and try to better my knowledge of it, because I only know what I've found out myself and the little bits I've gone and learned. And they do it here as a sign of respect for their family. So, you know, it'd be nice to do that as a sign of respect for my family. It's something that I believe in myself. So
Amazing. All right. Next question is, I think this one is going to be easy for you. What makes you very sentimental?
yeah, I mean, memories and small keepsakes, I guess. Like, yeah, it's like when it comes to birthdays and Christmases and stuff, you haven't necessarily got to spend a lot of money to be able to touch someone and give them something sentimental. Although it's nice to get something that costs a bit loads you can't normally buy. No one turns that down. It's also nice to get a present where someone's put some thought behind it. Like, you know, like that thing my mum gave me when I left, that's worth more. If they'd had 100 grand to give me, that would have been great. I would have blown it on probably a Harley while I've been here, and a few strip clubs or something. So I wouldn't have done nothing sensible with it because I hadn't earned it. Whereas something small like that, that's so precious, that's been handed on, you know, that is what, to me, sentimental the word is, you know, something that can't be bought or can't be replaced like that.
Besides your family, that I can see you are very close and have this very beautiful bond with your family. Besides your family, what do you miss the most about England, about, you know, your hometowns, you know, English itself? What, there's something that when you think about it, you miss the most?
A good cup of tea, which I have the tea bag sent over from England. A lot, to be honest. Licorice, chocolate, because the chocolate's not that good here.
Right.
There's not a lot. There's not a lot I can't get posted out here. They are the number one thing. I obviously can't afford an American car here because the luxury tax here on Harley Davidsons and American cars and all is nearly 400%.
Oh.
So I'm going to have to put real work in to get one here. So yeah, I miss the car scene. I miss some of my mates. I mean, I had a good group of mates around me that all thought I was crazy as hell, but supported me. You know, some of them had businesses that would paint helmets, do custom painting, and they painted my car. Another guy that like bought a trailer with me so I could have a truck, because I didn't even have a trailer for the race car to tow the race car. Some days he'd drive me up there, like, so I could sleep in the camper van on the way up there, so I was well rested. You know, like all of the like, again, sentimental things, the memories I made with these people and all. Like, I mean, I am making friends here. I've got good friends here, and a lot of them are all Thai, because I didn't move to Thailand to find a group of English lads to hang around with in Thailand. That's why I've joined a Thai bike club, because it's the culture, it's them people that drew me here. Why would I move here and then segregate myself with my own kind, so to speak? So and that is coming here, but it takes time, doesn't it? I had 40 years in England to build this friendship with all these people and these connections. I've had 4 months, and I'm not doing bad, but yeah, it takes time.
For sure. 3 questions left. Let's do it. Before the next question, back to your tattoos. Tell me 2 questions in one part. The first part of the question is, tell me something positive that happened to you, like regarding your tattoos, that's something someone pointed for a positive way, like experience that you had. And the other part of the question is something negative that, you know, happened to you regarding your tattoos. There's something that you could share?
Yeah. So positive side of it was I was in a film. Eventually, I was approached for lots of films, and I used to turn the roles down because they would always be drug dealers, criminals. And not everyone that has face tattoos and gold teeth is a drug dealer or a criminal. So I had an American pickup that was hired for a film. I drove it to the film, and the guy's like, "You've got to be in the film." So they found me a part. I think that's coming out soon on Netflix. So that
Wow,
was something I can relate to that's happened recently, which was obviously really, really good.
amazing.
So, and negative, I could give you such a list here. I mean, just the way that I was perceived by certain people, the police, and other people in the local area. And they feel they can almost like stare at you, take pictures, say something negative to you or about you as they're walking by, so you can hear it. Like, I don't know why, because there's so many different things out there now where everyone's supposed to be allowed to be what they want, but for some reason, when you tattoo yourself in your face, people see that as like, oh well, you know, if you queue up to get in a nightclub and you don't get allowed in, that's your own fault because you did it to yourself. And it's like, I don't want to be treated special. I just want to be treated the same as everyone else.
Hmm.
And they seem to think because it's a tattoo and it's got this stigma with it, you almost deserve it. Whereas like everything else is accepted. You know, a woman wouldn't queue up to get in a nightclub and the bouncer turn around and go, sorry, love, your fake boobs are too big, you're not coming in. Or your hair extensions are hanging, you're not coming in. You know what I mean? Whereas they can let me queue up, I get to the front and they're like, yeah, no visible tattoos tonight. You know, it doesn't change my money, my personality or whatever. There's plenty of souls without face tattoos out there that are going to cause problems. It's not going to be very hard to find me if I kick off, is it? You know what I mean? Just everywhere is CCTV to hell now. Like, they don't think things through, and still very led by the media in England and Europe by like I said, films portray the new John Wick. I mean, I look like every villain rolled into one out of it. You know, one's got a face scar, one's got gold teeth, one's got a face tattoo. I'm like the super villain. And you can understand if it's being pumped into you why they believe this. It's like, you know what I mean? It's the same with face tattoos. You're criminalized. It's very easy because the people fear what they don't understand. If people
Absolutely.
don't understand something, it's very easy to twist it into fear. Rather than learning about it, they just fear it, you know. That's why kids are great, because kids will be like, oh, mum, look at that alien, look at that man's face. And it's like, they just say what they think, you know. They haven't been taught to fear or think a certain way and get to a certain age. So,
wow, interesting. Okay, next question is, if someone gave you an envelope with your death date inside of it, would you open it or not, and why?
well, that's a good question. Yeah, I wouldn't be able to not open it. I wouldn't want to open it, but I would open it. I just hope it was a long date, or else it'd be a bad couple of weeks. So
I'll be tempted to open, but I don't think I would.
yeah, I couldn't live knowing that it was there, not knowing. So
Wow.
that's one of the hardest things I have to deal with, is death in my head with my mental health thing and all. That's why I can't lay and look at the stars too long and all, because I spin myself out. Like,
That's funny.
so knowing it's there, I'd have to open it and know, and then deal with the consequences. So
I love it. And die for you, death, it's something that scares you, or do you see as just a matter of life?
it's I guess that depends how I die. I'm frightened of dying certain ways. Otherwise, I'm not too fussed about, I guess.
Yeah. 2 questions left. Let's do it. Next question is, if you could have dinner with anyone, living or not, who that would be and why?
My granddad again. Like, that's the only person, I guess, that would be, yeah, closely followed by Joan Fox. So, but yeah, definitely my granddad first, because not only would that be good for me, I mean, he meant a lot to a lot of people around us, my other family and all. So, yeah.
Do you feel like when you you said that you've been in Thailand for 4 months now, and you starting a life, and do you feel like you are living your best life? Do you feel like you are following the path that you always desired?
Yeah, this is where Clive is meant to be right now, 110%. There's no doubt in my mind. The people, the weather, I've always wanted to live by the seaside. I live in tropical paradise. I mean, I don't want to rub it in, but like, I think tourism this year is going to absolutely boom here because they were filming, I think it's Only Way is Essex or something like that here the other week. There's a big Netflix series that's been filmed here as well. I can't tell you what it is, the third series of it. The tourism is meant to be going right up here. I think it's going to be one of more and more people are coming here. One of my best mates who owned the gym I used to go to in England is on his way out to live here. He came on holiday when I got here and he's coming back. So I think more and more people are going to move here and fall in love with it. But I definitely feel this place has brought the absolute best out in me. I wasn't too bad before, but I'm definitely the best I've ever been here. So
amazing. Last question, ready? Let's do it. Last one. Before the last question, Clive, tell me what Thailand has taught you so far.
I don't know how to word it without swearing. It's taught me so much. I guess that there's a load of bull in England that's spread by the media where everything, every little different group, person or that is hyped up to make a big deal. Whereas like I said here, it's just shut up and get on with it. You want to do that, you crack on, you know? So I think a lot of these things that they label and put all these pressures on and all this kind of stuff here isn't here, and everyone just seems happier. Like, it's taught me how to give, how to love better, I guess. Like, how fortunate I was to have, I say I came from a poor working class family, but coming here and seeing what some of them have, like, I feel blessed to have had the childhood and life that I'd led up to a certain point. And even living here, like, it's not like I live in the lower group of, I haven't got a lot of money, but what I have got is more than most people here. So like, I still live a comfortable life, but I still give to people. There was a man sat outside 7-Eleven the other day begging, and I said, well, I won't give you food, like money, because I don't know what you're going to spend it on. He said, oh, I've had a motorbike accident. So I took him and bought him dinner. Like, I mean, I could be one of these TikTokers that records everything I do and get my views that way. But to me, I don't do it for anyone else. Like I say, I do it because not all of them, some of them you see and I don't get the feeling. Sometimes you see someone and you get that feeling you want to help them. And like the same with the street dogs and the cats, you know, I put food out for the street dogs, and I'm not a cat person, but there's a cat here, big old cat. And yeah, it's just taught me how to be more giving, caring and loving in a different way, I guess. Like,
amazing. Wow.
Yeah.
Last question for you is, what's the biggest difference between you and your best friends?
I've got my face tattooed. Obvious.
And besides that,
besides that, all of my friends are so different, even from each other, because I don't care what they do, what they look like, where they come from, how much money they have, haven't got, gay, straight, transgender, whatever they want to be. Everyone gets the same opportunity with me. You get your chance. If you're fit, you fuck it. If you don't, we're mates for life, and I shall give each and every one of you the same as anyone. Like, if you're my friend, there's nothing I won't do for you. I have 2 real close best friends that I would do absolutely anything for. But all of my friends, all different walks of life. One of my close friends is a chauffeur for like billionaires in London. One of them is a tree surgeon. One of them is, like, say, a painter. One of them's a painter and decorator. Like, one's short, one's fat, one's tall, one's skinny. Like, one's got no hair, one's got a Kung Fu Panda beard. You know what? Like, they're all. There's no rhyme or rhythm to me, and that's been the same since I've been a very young child. I gave everyone at school. We had travelers, like proper travelers, that lived in the wooden caravans, and I mean, all the other kids were mean to him. I just gave him time of day, and I took him home for dinner and all that. And my mum and dad have met some real people over the years, some characters. I mean, someone that had murdered someone. I mean, as long as they treat me and the people I love with respect, how they make their money, what they've done in the past, or what they do to anyone else, ain't none of mine. As long as they treat me with the same respect I treat them, that's all I can ask for. And that's what I told the guy here the other day with the job. You know, he was asking me about hours I could work and all that, and I gave him what I was happy to work because of my other business. And he said, "Oh, if your other business takes off, what's to say you're not gonna then want to work on that more?" And I turned around and said, "My word, to me, my word, I'm very traditional, is it. Like, my word is as good as a signature to me. Like, it's, if I say I'm going to do something, I'll do it. If I'm going to be there, I'm there. We'll do it." Like,
Amazing. Good. So then let's play now the word association game. Okay, I'm going to give away some words. Just one word that comes to your mind. Quick thinking. Okay.
Okay.
Let's start with money.
Evil.
Fear.
Death.
Family.
Love.
Life.
Hard.
One word for love.
One word for love.
Yeah.
I don't know, one word. You see, love is a funny word. This is one I don't agree with, because how I describe love and what feelings someone would have to give me to feel loved is probably completely different to you. So
there are no rules.
One word for love. Jesus. I honestly.
Okay, I can pass it.
Yeah, I wouldn't know, because I often have this discussion with people about the word love.
Sure.
It's a word that's used to describe, to me, a mixed emotion. Like I said, like, you could put 10 people in a room and ask them, and I guarantee everyone gives a different answer of what they need off their partner or what they look for to feel loved. Family would be a good one. That's love for sure.
One word for sex.
Kinky.
Ooh. I'm not gonna go deep into it, okay? Deep into, okay? One word for religion.
Fake.
Politics. Success.
Happiness.
Wish.
Not very good at this one. I'm on one-liners. Fear.
Fear, okay. Happiness.
Family.
One word for Thailand.
Happy.
One word for car racing or bikes racing.
Adrenaline.
Wow. And the last one now, tattoos, one word.
Addiction.
Really? I'm joking. Let's play now, Clive, in the magic box, and you can ask me a question. But before you ask me the question, Clive, people watch this interview right now. Maybe they are planning to do a face tattoo, or maybe they had the desire of doing it. What would be your best piece of advice?
You see, that's a hard one. I don't give advice. I guess make sure it's for you. Make sure you're doing it for the right reasons. That's hard, isn't it? Because I don't regret mine, and anything I say, people could twist into making it sound like I regret it. I don't. I just know, yes, I talked about positive things that come with it, but there's also been negative things. So make sure you're ready for both sides of the knife, really. Like, because it is, it's one of them things. There's good and bad to come with it. And
Absolutely.
make sure you pick a decent artist a good
Mhm.
artist.
When did you have yours in your face? When was it?
As soon as I could walk and get out the hospital after my motorbike accident.
Oh no, but when you had it done, yours.
Had this bit first around here done onto my ear when I was
I see.
21.
I see.
And
Okay.
another little bit, I was engaged at the time and the girl I was with didn't want me to have more. That obviously didn't last. And then when I was single, I thought, well, I might as well get everything done that I want, because then when I meet someone, it ain't going to be a shock. So
Wow.
I had my face done, I had my tongue split, my ears cropped.
Wow. And do you have? Are you planning for the next one, or you are literally all covered in tattoo already? Your body or not?
We're working over some of the stuff, sort of blacking stuff out. So rather than having sleeves and that, it will be one big bodysuit that from a distance will. They kind of evolve with me. I mean, I had some white put over the other day there that you can't really see, the Harley logo. Again, don't really think it through too much. I just roll with it, and
I see.
me. So
Okay, you can ask me a question now.
what, do you pick it out the box, or do I just randomly ask you a question?
Yeah, you can ask me a random question.
Okay. Is there something that you've wanted to do that you've never done, and why?
Good question. Good question. Put me spots. I'm like you, I have this adventure personality that I always do, what I feel like, what's good. I just follow my dreams. I left Brazil when I was 19 on my own, and I came to Europe, like, just left my family behind. Something that I haven't done that I'd like to do it. You know what? I'm going to be honest to you. I never planned to have a tattoo. It's something that's never been, I love seeing tattoos in people. I think it's a piece of art, the way people express themselves. I always been fascinated, for tattoos in other people. But I always felt scared. I always felt like if I would regret for some reason, you know what I mean? When sometimes when you see it, you're like, oh, I'm not sure if it's gonna be. But actually, the older I get, I start to considering something that it would mean something to me. You know what I mean? I've got a godson, 4 years old godson right now, and I was literally came to my mind to get his name, written somewhere. And I think it's something that I've never done, but I started considering it would be a tattoo for sure.
Wow, good. And what a
Yes.
person to tell you, eh? You have to come
So,
out to Thailand, and you can come to the tattoo shop I'll be managing, and we'll do it for you.
there we go. Oh, there we go. There we go. There's be a good opportunity for me to, and I'm sure you're the right person to kind of talk to, give him some ideas and see, you know what I mean, where it's going to be a good place. Done. Deal. Did you enjoy the interview, Clive?
Yes, I did. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Thanks so much for taking the time for the interview. And also, I'm so glad that you accept the invitation, because I'm so fascinated about talking to you to see, someone very free, like regarding your tattoos as well. And I'm so glad that I could see the other side of you, because as you said, people, most of the time we judge, including myself, we can judge, the book by its covers. And it's not always like that. And see someone talking so open about, you talk about your granddad, got emotional. I would never think that you would get emotional in the interview, because again, when you see someone like you, it's like this strong man, you know what I mean? Like, you don't see it, and it's so fascinating to talk to you and see that it's not all about what you see, it's about the person in there. So I'm glad that you accept my invitation. Thanks so much, and I just wish all the best for you in Thailand, and I just hope that
Thank you for having me on as well. It's been lovely.
The pleasure's all mine.
When it comes out.
Before you go, if you can share a positive message or anything that you live by.
Well, my positive message would be to everyone, if there's, like I've just asked you, if there's something you've been thinking about that you want to do, please think about it and go do it, because no one's promised tomorrow. Any one of us could go to sleep tonight and not wake up tomorrow. And I want everyone really to live their life to the fullest. And live your life to the fullest and try to support each other, because it's very important. It hasn't always got to be money or anything like that. But if you see someone doing something you don't like, leave them to it. You know what I mean? They're on their own path. Don't be negative towards people. Try to lift each other up and stay positive and supportive.
Amazing. Very good. We keep in touch.
Thank you very much.
Thanks so
Thank you.
much. Enjoy your evening.
See you later.
Take care.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
So, did you like the show? Don't forget to give a like, share it, and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And if you'd like to be part of the show as well, first, subscribe to our channel, and after that, just go to our website, www.williamandthemagicbox.com, and send us a request saying why would you like to be part of the show. And I see you there. Bye bye, see you next time.